Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeart Radio. Just ahead, we talk with Autumn at Ford Motor Company about the EV crate motor. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. All
right, we'll see.
Autumn, he told me what your last name is, but I don't believe him because it's not spelled that way. She's with Ford Motor Company. We're going to talk about the EV crate motor in just a moment, and we'll find out how she got that name. Mike Mars reviews our new vehicle of the week, the 2022 Kia Sorento. Plus, we'll have the upcoming events calendar later on. And star of stage, screen, and television live from the left coast, the fabulous Jack Nerad. Plus, we'll have the auto news headlines for the week. Just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. I'm Don Armstrong. Jeff Zekin is out today. He will be back with us and joining us at the big NHRA Spring Nationals coming your way next weekend at Houston Raceway Park. It's going to be a 3-day extravaganza of drag racing extraordinaire with all the big stars of the show. And we'll hope to have most of those on, including our best bud. That would be Antron Brown.
With his own team, his own car, and his own...
Well, you know, he made that announcement last year at this event on this show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
a world exclusive.
Yeah. Now, let us turn our attention, if we can, please, to Autumn with the Ford Motor Company and talk about the EV crate motors. But Autumn, hi, honey. It's good to see you.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Okay, so would you please tell me how you pronounce your last name?
Schwalbe.
Schwalbe. Okay.
See, it was right.
Well, he was
I know,
right.
it's a weird one. The L is silent. It's German. A lot of people mess it up. So thank you for asking before you butchered
it, right?
Before,
like everybody else does.
And embarrass myself like I always do. So we're starting off with my embarrassment, but we'll just move past that, okay?
That's all right. Never happened.
So it never happened. That's exactly right. So Autumn, EV crate motors. And, we were having a discussion just last week about when are the car manufacturers, Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, going to come up with a crate motor plan for EVs. And I know that...
And then we have you on this week.
And we have you on this. Such a miracle.
Perfect.
Hey, I know it is perfect.
All in the timing.
So tell me about Ford's apparently recently announced EV crate motor program.
Absolutely. So Ford Motor Company came out with the first ever all-electric crate motor. So we actually revealed it back at Sema 2021. So, just very recently. And we demonstrated it actually in an old F100 to showcase what that vehicle, can do with that motor. So that crate motor, it's, kind of one of its kind. It's based off of the Mustang Mach-E motor. So horsepower wise, it's about 281 and pounds of torque is about 317. So it's, it's a fun little motor and it's actually very affordable. So you can find it at Ford Performance Parts. It's about just over $4,000. And when we revealed it at SEMA, I mean, our customers went crazy.
That's a steal.
We completely sold out.
Yeah.
It was amazing. We knew it was going to be a hit, but we didn't know it was going to sell it that quick.
So Autumn, for me, a crate motor contains the motor and all of the things that go along with it. Does this include the brain that the EV motor needs to go down the road?
Sadly, no. Right now, we're just offering the crate motor, but Ford Performance Parts is really working on developing those extra things that you need to put it in the vehicle. But as of right now, it's just the motor itself.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, because, to me, as a do-it-yourselfer kind of car guy, I would need to have the brain because you're not looking at the brain power on my end to be able to make that work in a car.
Well, I imagine that's all shortly to come.
Yeah.
But, a build like that isn't going to be short build. It's going to take a while to build.
To me, the idea, I know you can get that stuff out on the aftermarket. It's obviously out there. But to me, I'm kind of like Don. You go buy a crate motor now, a gasoline-powered crate motor. You can get a long block, short block. You can get it in different configurations. So you're going to get this. My mind goes to, okay, what am I going to do about getting my transmission adapter so I can put a transmission to it?
You don't need a transmission.
No, you don't need a transmission.
You can just run it straight to the axles?
Absolutely.
Yeah, straight to the axles or straight to the prop shaft.
So how do you put it in neutral or park?
That's what the power controllers, the control system's about.
Well,
And the
okay.
traction
See,
inverter.
so that shows my ignorance. So that's back to Don's point. If I go get a crate motor for me, I got to have everything.
Well, the specs on yours is 217 foot-pounds of torque. Now, if you think about that in EV, that's 317 foot-pounds of torque at the hit of the throttle. That's the way electric motors work. And it's only going to weigh altogether 205 pounds. It's going to be a third the weight of a typical gasoline engine and transmission assembly. It's going to make it fun to drive.
What were you going to say, Mars? Just go ahead and say it.
I was going to say, as far as weight goes, adding weight to the car, like on a Saturday night, I've had dates that added that much weight to the car.
Oh, my God.
We wish you didn't say that.
So you have to remember the batteries are what really weighs down the vehicle.
Correct.
So yes, that motor is light, but then the weight will come from the batteries that are needed.
And the battery packs, there's a number of different battery packs available and battery styles available from the NiCad to.
So
now, are you going to sell the batteries too?
As of right now, I cannot say what future products, but Ford Performance is working on the extra items.
Oh, my
needed.
God.
Well, I mean,
so you've been schooled in the Mike Levine School of Interviews on radio, no doubt.
I do work very closely with Mike Levine, and everyone has to say our little spiel, but that's how we stay professional.
I know.
And I would assume it's at some point this will be a bolt-in, plug-and-play system that they're going to have available.
Absolutely.
And I know you can't say that, but I can because that's the way it's going to work. You know.
So in other words, what I'm getting here is the fact that if you want a Ford EV motor, buy it now. Put it in the closet because right around the corner is going to be the controller, and then the batteries are going to be there shortly thereafter.
Right.
Well,
I said it, you didn't. It's okay.
Well,
sounds good.
Yeah, so if you've got a 32 Ford or a 56 Chevy or something like that you want to convert, then that's your starting point because you've got to get the motor, you've got to get it fabbed up to get the motor in there and stuff. So, yeah, I could see that. And then by the time you get ready to where you need the controller and stuff, it could be there.
I could see them selling a complete package that it's a bolt-in and go to your 65 Mustang.
Well, I will tell you this, that we did an interview here about, I want to say a year and a half ago, with a fellow that owned a company out in California that he was taking Tesla motors and Tesla controllers and installing them in, mom's 72 Buick.
He had a
Skyline.
63 split window Corvette sitting there that he was doing the conversion.
Yeah, that was in Long Beach.
Yeah.
So the technology is out there, and if you want to keep your Ford F-100 stock, and as far as a motor is concerned, and you want to go electric, now you can
have
do
all
that.
the components to do
because
that.
you know how us car guys are. We want to keep our Chevy. We want to keep our Ford.
Oh,
yeah. And so
right there with you. Trust me, I know.
yeah. So how are the orders going with the EV motor, the crate motor?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we sold out right when we showcased it, and we were just so shocked and so excited. So as of right now, they're slowly getting out to customers. So really looking at like the long term this year, we're really looking forward to seeing what our customers, put these motors in. We're really excited to see how they take, how we showed it in the F100 Sema build, and then how they put it in their own, classic vehicles. So as of right now, orders are getting out, but we don't have anything, any questions, or we do have a tech line so that people can ask, anything needed. But right now, orders are slowly moving.
Yeah, I posted the link to the Ford Performance Parts, the Illuminator Mach-E electric motor page on our social media. And I'm assuming that you guys know of some Sema builds that are happening with your electric motor as Sema is coming around, November this coming year.
October,
so I would think if you are out delivering these motors right now, there are people who are planning a Sema build around it.
I personally don't know of any yet, but fingers crossed there's some really cool builds. We definitely want to see what our customers do.
Have you been to Sema?
Oh my gosh, every year.
I think you're the only one that's never been, Don.
What? Well, we got to get you there. It is amazing. I've been going since I was in college. In college, I worked with Ford Performance as an intern, and luckily I was able to go each and every year as a student. And from a student eyes going into, a professional full-time employee with Ford and Ford Performance, it's just such a fun time. You get to do so many fun things and see a lot of cool things.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Northwood University. It's a private business school located in Midland, Michigan. And I got a very unique degree. It's automotive aftermarket marketing and management. And yes, there's a degree for it.
Oh my
I
God.
knew my whole life I wanted to go in the automotive business. And I know you guys will like this. I am a drag racer. So you guys talk about NHRA, all of that. I am licensed in NHRA, and I have my own drag car.
So
I'm
have
very
you
excited to be on the show.
have you driven the electric Cobra Jet? Have you gotten behind the wheel of the
Not
electric
yet,
Cobra
but
Jet?
I've always been around it since the beginning. And the guys have gotten me like kind of sat in it, feel it out. But you know what the hardest part is? I'm too short to reach the pedals right now.
Well, you
So
get
we'll
some
have to do some
4x4s
modifications.
and tape some 4x4s to the pedals and get
Yeah,
I might have
right.
stood on a phone book. Yeah.
Platform shoes. So what are you licensed for in NHRA? Which license?
As of right now, I just have my starter license. So I just got it this last fall. I have an 1989 Fox Body Mustang that I did a full motor swap for a Gen 2 Coyote.
Oh,
And I
wow.
now have a 3-liter Whipple behind that. So, and then I just upgraded from a C4 to a Turbo 400.
She's a car girl.
Yes, she is.
Would you like to? Hey, would you like to go on the Texas tour, hot rod tour of Texas with me next week? A couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay, we're all right.
We'll
get
send
you
you the invite.
Yeah, we'll send
And
you
I
the.
heard you guys talking about the NHRA spring break shootout, and I'm all there.
Yeah,
I'm ready
that's-
to go to any
Yeah,
NHRA races.
Yeah, that's next weekend is the NHRA Spring Nationals, and
All right, perfect. I'll meet you guys there.
you know my daily business, my full time job. We have a relationship with Bob Tasca, Bob Tasca III and his Mustang, and I know you guys have a huge relationship with him through the years.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. In my role, we work so closely with Bob, just kind of managing his contract, making sure he has what he needs. And especially from a Ford Performance side, we do a lot with the YES program. So bringing
Right.
in that, the younger generation.
Youth
talking
educational
about
services.
Tech. Yeah. So we definitely, in my role, I do a lot. My job in motorsports is really all of motorsports management. So all the areas that Ford Performance races, I help out with different characteristics. So definitely very fond of the Tasca family. They're amazing, and they represent Ford Motor Company so well.
Oh, don't they though? They're like your largest parts distributor in the country. It's a great operation.
Oh yeah.
Well, we are truly looking forward to the race next weekend, and I don't know whether Bob's going to be here or not, but we'll assume that he is.
He will be.
But so back to the EV crate motor. So why would somebody want to put an EV crate motor in a car? And I mean, at this point, so early on in EV conversions, that it seems to me, but man, that would be a huge undertaking without the controller that goes with it.
I don't think it's as big a problem.
You don't
as
think so?
Not at
Well,
all.
because I know that the technology is there, and the blueprints are there of how to do it yourself, and I guess that you could cobble together all that stuff.
All of the components, I think, are out there and available at this point from what the Illuminator Mach-E powertrain is. I think that is just the source of the motor. It's kind of like throwing an LS in a car. Yeah, you could throw an LS, or you threw a Coyote in the car. Well, you still have all of the other stuff to make the Coyote and the Whipple work in your Fox body, and some of that's going to be provided by Ford. Some of that's going to be provided by the aftermarket. It's all out there.
Well,
Gotcha.
but I wonder if you're going to get the motor. The crate motor is based on the Mustang Mach-E. Why couldn't you piece out the parts from the Mustang and make them work? Get the controller, replacement parts.
So I can touch on that. So our F100 Illuminator build that we did for Sema is really a Mustang Mach-E GT performance package. So the full drivetrain with the Illuminator in it, with a 1978 F100 on top. So if you guys have not seen that yet, definitely look into it. We took a full Mustang Mach-E GT from the, powertrain to the interior. So when you open the doors, you get a little bit of that retro mod. So absolutely, our customers will get this crate motor. they want to, do a full retro mod, they could take some of the Mustang GT components from the Mach-E and put it in that build. So that's something that we, demonstrated in that vehicle. So, like I said, you walk around the vehicle, it looks like an old truck, but then when you start it up, it's silent. You open the door, but you have those huge screens that you have in the Mach-E. You have the upgraded seats that, are just in the GT, performance pack. So we definitely want our customers to, I don't want to say, part out anything or, but definitely take a look at that build and then get inspired to take out old Mustang, old Bronco, old truck, whatever it may be, and convert it into that new electric build.
Have you driven that F100?
All the time. I love
Look at that
truck.
smile. Look at that smile.
Oh yeah. I mean, it, from driving, traditional ICE vehicles and getting into that old truck. I mean, I was just actually at the New York Auto Show where we did some media drives, and I got to drive around New York, and it was a showstopper. People were just looking left and right like, whoa, what is that? I've driven it at, some other events. I've coordinated at different displays such as like PRI, and people are so drawn to it because it's so new, so fresh. They've never seen anything like it. And like I said, what it really demonstrates is, Ford Performance Parts being the lead for that electric revolution, and that, hot rod builders and that custom chassis, and just really showcasing what our shops can do and, SEMA builds can be in the future with EV and making it fun.
Well, I'm thrilled. I mean, I all I can imagine, I haven't seen the truck, but I can only imagine what a factory redo on a resto mod electric would be, because the factory guys do it to the T, the way that it's supposed to be, the way that you're taught in college about how to do this stuff. And then you got all that experience, that history of Ford Motor Company. It's very exciting.
And the F100 EV, it's got old style dog dish wheel covers on it, painted wheels.
Oh, yeah.
It looks very original to the vehicle, except it's got 634 foot-pounds of torque electric motor in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Yep. So we do have two motors in it, so that gets it to that higher mile per hour, or the higher horsepower with that higher torque. So there are two motors in there. Yep, those wheels, they have that old classic kind of look, and then we have it in our classic Avalanche Gray, which is a Ford Performance color that you can find on Raptor, Mustang, vehicles like that. And then we did a custom bronze trim all the way around with everything from custom headlights all the way around to custom taillights, and then that custom interior to kind of bring that retro mod. We did some plaid, and fun fact, it still has crank windows, so we did not fully redo everything. We kept things original.
We love that. Does it have the wing windows on the side for the passenger and driver?
Yes, absolutely.
Gotta have it. Love it. Love it. Autumn, it's great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. You're a delight to talk to, and very knowledgeable about the EV crate motor at Ford. And we hope to have you back on again soon. As soon as you get that controller, you be sure and make us your first call, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And please let me know if you have any more questions. I'm so looking forward to working with you guys in the future.
Thank you very much. And you be sure and tell Mike Levine we said hi.
Absolutely. I will do.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Autumn Schwalbe with the Ford Motor Company. All right. That's exciting stuff right there. All right. Time now for this hour's car review. No, let's do the events calendar first, shall we?
Sure.
Did I mess you up there?
Yeah.
No.
Go. You hit the wrong button. Go one more button over, Conrad. There you go.
Okay.
All right. The events calendar. Lots of events.
Well, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on, over the next couple of weeks. Again, May 14th is the Arkansas Camaro Fest. Bring your mullet, and that's in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. The Beaumont Main Street Gala that we talked about earlier today. May 21st is the Space City Showdown 3.0 out at Houston Raceway Park. May 20th through the 22nd is Go Topless at Crystal Beach. May 21st is the Magnolia Days Festival Car Show, and that's at Milam Street in Columbus, Texas. So I don't know where Magnolia and Columbus, Texas come together, but that's in Columbus, Texas. Surfside Texas Beach Cruise is June 11th, and then the Wake and Scrape up in Huntsville on August 14th, 12th through the 14th.
Are they still injecting people up there at the Huntsville State Penitentiary? Or are they going to shoot them? You know, that was something from South Carolina news yesterday that apparently
The firing squad.
the firing squad.
Do you know they still hang people in Utah?
No, I did not know that. Just a side note, in case you'd want to know. Time now for this hour's.
Enough of them. I'm sorry. I didn't say that.
Exactly right. Time for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars had the chance to drive the Kia Sorento.
I always like driving the Kia Sorento because I can compare it to my wife's 2015. It's always nice to kind of see where things have gone.
Does your wife want this new one?
I was afraid that she would. There was the color, the orange interior. She wasn't a fan of that.
Well,
so fortunately,
okay.
I don't
not
have to
that
deal with
particular one.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So I kind of dodged the bullet on that. So this is a fourth generation of this vehicle, and it was introduced in 2021 as the fourth gen. It's a mid-size SUV, CUV, depending on where you look. A lot of people call it a small one, but it's kind of it's smaller than the Telluride, and you can see a lot of the Telluride influences in it. But it's I don't know. It's a mid-size as far as I'm concerned, and it comes in 6 different trim levels. 3 of them you can get the X-Line package on, which is one of the packages we had. So we had the X-Line SX Prestige all-wheel drive. All the trim levels can come in all-wheel drive or a front-wheel drive. Your choice. So as I said, got a full redo in 2021. And we had the X-Line package. So we had the front and rear, some special fascia that went with that. We had LED lighting up at the headlights, taillights, fog lights. We had the 20-inch matte finish wheels, which I really kind of liked. You get so much chrome and you kind of get something a little different. Had a panoramic sunroof on it, and it had the power liftgate. So it's got a lot of nice features on it. And again, it's bigger than the 2015 that my wife has, but it's not as big as the Telluride. And you get into the inside of it, leather interior. We had the second row, we had the captain's chairs. Now, these are sliding and folding captain's chairs. Made it a lot easier to get into that third row. The front row is heated and cooled. The second row is also heated because it's just the 2 and the outside ones. And the thing I really thought was really cool, there are USB chargers for all 3 rows, front, middle, and even the back row. So everybody's got a charger. They can charge all their stuff without fighting over anything. Up front, we had the 12.3-inch digital cluster. So we got lots of stuff up there for the driver to see, plenty of room to see everything that's going on. Had a 10.25-inch touch monitor in the center stack. Everybody's getting a little bit bigger there. Makes it a lot easier to find your convenience controls. We also had the Bose audio system, the premium audio system that was really nice. It kind of filled that place up really nice. And I really liked the fact that I could reach all the controls pretty easy. Everything was pretty within reach. The only complaint I had as far as the interior goes, there are a couple of dark spots at night. They need a little more lighting. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or maybe because I got to keep my eyes open.
It's all of those things.
All of those things. You had
cataracts.
We had 4 powertrains that are available in this. We had the 2.5-liter turbo engine that produced 311 pound-feet of torque. 8-speed transmission automatic, and again, we had the all-wheel drive. Now, the EPA says we should be looking for about 22 miles to the gallon in the city and out on the highway 27. Now, I drove this thing 417.8 miles the week I had it. I got 22.6, so I had a lot of highway time on there to kind of drive that up. And I really liked the nice power band on it. Now, again, it's got a very comfortable ride. In town, it seemed a little stiff to me, but I got out on the highway, and at speeds that I was going, it seemed all very, very functional.
What kind of speeds were you going, Mike?
Well, there was one I was going.
Speed limit.
Yeah, speed limit. That's
Liar.
it. I get close to the speed limit, okay?
On the way down.
The steering, the only other thing, the steering in town, to me, it felt a little detached. You know, it's kind of like, am I really driving this thing? But out on the highway.
Because it was airborne at the time.
Well, no, that could be. That's that day that I was talking to you and I ran up on that highway patrol.
Yeah, I'm talking to him on the phone. He says, "Oh God." I said, "Well, what's happened?" Well, I just blew past DPS. I said, "How fast were you going?" Well, 80
something.
8. And he kept looking in the rearview mirror. I've slowed down now. I'm down to 75, but he doesn't have the red lights on, so I guess he must have been sleeping over there.
He was busy taking care of more important things than me.
Well, we can call Stephen Woodard and find out.
I will say, let's get back to this. So The base trim price on this vehicle was $43,090. And
That's not bad.
As tested was $45,120. So you get a lot of stuff when you're up there in that near top tier level.
Is this the one you were doing 88 miles an hour on the way over here?
Yes.
Busted.
If you get the base model, the stripper, it's $30,845. And even at that, you got quite a bit of stuff there. But it shows you the difference in where we were at the top versus the bottom. If you're looking at something to compare this to, you might look at the Volkswagen Tiguan. Starts at $26,400. Even Honda Passport, maybe, up around $31,870. Hyundai Santa Fe starts at $26,850. If you're looking for something in that small to medium size
race car SUV.
Well, David Ainsley's daughter is looking at one of these, and she's looking at the hybrid Sorento.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Should be a pretty cool little thing.
You know,
says she's gonna
I
order
have
it.
said all along, if you're in the market for a new car and you want to get on the electric car buzz platform, so to speak, get yourself a hybrid.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you get the gas mileage,
Best of both worlds.
and you also get no angst when it comes to
Range anxiety.
Well, not only range anxiety, but just the charging and stuff, because we've had a lot of
God, it's
discussion
just-
about that the last couple of weeks.
I know we have, but I think that the hybrid is the bomb.
I think
Get
that's really should be the transition, and it's going to take a long time before you can really make that transition. The idea of saying, well, in 10 years, we're going to all be on full electric, that's bogus.
Well, and the phrase hybrid, each manufacturer has their version of a hybrid.
Yes.
Some propel the vehicle, some power the vehicle, so the phrase of hybrid varies depending on the manufacturer as far as the functionality of the system.
The marriage of gasoline and electricity. I have to tell you that I was on my way home last night and I passed, no surprise, a Fiat 500. Remember those?
Yeah.
They fit in the bed of a pickup truck.
God.
Yeah.
I never liked that thing from the very beginning. I still don't like it today. And
Do they still sell them? I think they still sell them.
I guess
They
they do. Who buys them? Why would you want one? The mileage is okay, but it's not all that. I mean, you're not getting 100 miles to the gallon in that little thing. I'm being nice. Can you tell?
Well, but there's Fiat dealers, up on the north side on 45 North.
Fiat builds a nice car, but not that.
Fiat Alfa Romeo, I think,
There's none of them over in my part of the world, but yet people are still showing up. The guy I was telling you about before the show, his daughter has one.
The In Real Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family and available 24/7 at iHeart.com and through the iHeart app. Just look for the In Wheel Time Car Talk logo. We stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Heck, we're everywhere. In Real Time Car Show continues right after a quick break.
Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 18th, 2022. It's the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition will be at the same Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 18th. It's the only place cruisers compete for trophies and other prizes. Enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Kick off summer with Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition, Saturday, June 18th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate Father's Day, the start of summer, and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, June 18th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Tony Stewart Racing joins the NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series, and his drivers, Leah Pruitt and Matt Hagan, will face off against NHRA stars including the legendary John Force Racing Team. Don't miss this battle of horsepower and performance. It's the final NHRA Spring Nationals event at Houston Raceway Park. Don't miss it, April 22nd through 24th. This is your last chance for nitro action in Baytown. Tickets at HoustonRaceway.com.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best car talk show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite car talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InWheelTimeCarTalk.